Hi everyone, my name is Yvonne, and in the background, the background voice you hear obviously is Yvonne. You're looking at a fairly new toy that I got. This is part of a collaborative project, but this is not an advertisement. I'm just showing this off to you because I like it and I just want to show you what it's capable of. I know I didn't do an unboxing, but that's because I unboxed it the day I got it. I had been waiting to get it because the other one that I got that I did pay for, thankfully I didn't pay much for it. It was used. It was like $19, and the reason it cost so little was because it didn't have these cards. See how many cards there are here? It's kind of hard to see, right? I realize, but there's a ton of cards here. These are commands that you feed into this to control its behavior. If you don't have the cards, it's useless. Let me turn it on and I'll show you how that's done, hopefully. It's on the belly, so I've got to open the belly part up. This is where the on-off switch is, and over the on-off switch, sorry, there's a little button. I don't know if you can see or not. I think the material here is in the way. Yep, there we go. Hopefully you can see it now. There's a little on-off button. So right here, there's 3 positions, but there's an on-off switch right here, which I still don't think you can see. Let me see if I can zoom, just bring the camera closer. Now you can see it. There's a little on-off button. It's got a left position and a right position. It's the language button. The language choices are English and English. How stupid is that? But the on-off button is here, and there's 3 positions. There's the middle position, which is medium volume, and the left side, which is loud, which I will never ever go to because medium is more than loud enough for my taste. And again, this is not an ad for a dog or not an ad for a toy. One complaint I do have about this thing, though, for me it's not a problem, but if I was a parent, I think I would probably grow to hate this thing pretty quickly because it's kind of loud. It's raising its ear up. It's waiting for a command. Sit. Oh, it's already sitting. Oops, I probably should have told it to do something it's not already doing. Let me try something else. Belly. Up. A little slow, but it finally did it. One more. Let me just move it back a little further just so we can get everything in frame. Bailey. Bailey. Shake. Hold on, let me just move the camera down real quick. I don't know which hand it's going to put up. Oh, here we go. I just introduced this to my neighbor, and I think my neighbor fell in love with it. I'm going to stop giving it commands. But it does do a lot of things. Like I said, though, you need the card to control its behavior. But if you give it a name, it comes with the name emoji. But one of those cards gives you like 8 different name choices. Let me just do something to satisfy it, because if I don't for a while, it's going to start making extra noise. There we go. Okay, now it recognizes that I did something to it. It's odd. It's a robot and it's a toy, but if you don't do anything with it for a while, it starts to behave like an actual dog and gets bored. It's really kind of funny. I know it's just the programming, but they programmed this thing pretty well. And I've seen many different prices for it. I've seen it on Amazon for $90. I've seen it as high up as almost $400, which I think is criminal, personally, because it's not worth that much. It's not a real dog. It's got like over 100 commands, but still, it's a robot, and I don't think you need to spend that much. But honestly, if I were going to recommend someone get it, I would say get it on Amazon because $90 seems like the right price to me. I love it. I got it at just the right time. Like I said, I got it as part of a collaboration, but it was also really well timed. Let me show you what it's doing. This is changing. This is what you feed the card info to. Let me actually pull one of those cards off real quick. Let me just reposition the camera. I know this isn't going to be the best camera view in the world, but I just want to show you guys how the cards work. So let me just pull it forward and pet it and do something so that there it goes, so that it knows that I just did an interaction with it. Because like I said, if you don't do anything, it gets bored and starts making weird noises and doing very strange things all on its own. Trying to get this off. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell it to go to sleep. So I am going to use the sleep card, which you'll notice I have a paper clip on. I like this because it makes it be quiet. Here we go. Let me move the camera back just a little more so you can see exactly what it's doing. It's going to eventually go to sleep. The eyes are going to close. and it's just going to snore for a few seconds, and then after a while the snoring's going to stop. It does not shut itself off though. If I let it just go to sleep and stay, you know what, just so you can see what I mean when I say how very interactive this thing is. If you turn it off all the way, you can't wake it up unless you turn it back on. But if you leave it in this mode, where it's just asleep but not really off, you can wake it back up by petting it. It's going to probably make a liar out of me. But if I do enough, maybe eventually it'll wake up. Who knows? Maybe if I just... There we go. Well, nope, I felt the arms go. Of course, it's making a liar out of me. I don't know if I'm touching just the right spot, maybe. Okay, it's making a liar of me. Maybe if I turn it upside down and then turn it right back around. Usually doing that wakes it up. But it might just be that I didn't leave it off long enough. It's possible that it just hasn't been, quote, napping long enough. But usually you can wake it up by just petting it. But again, it's making a liar out of me, so I guess the only way I can turn it on is to do the on-off switch. So it's funny, it worked when I showed it to the neighbor. He just went to go pet it, and he just did this a couple of times, and the eyes popped open. Oh, there we go. All right, so it didn't make a liar out of me for long, thankfully. I'm sure kids would love this. I'm not sure their parents would be as wild about this since it's so noisy. I'm not crazy. I'm doing this because I just wanted to know it's being interacted with. Because like I said, if you don't interact with it, it'll be a lot louder than that. But for now, I'm just going to leave it be. I just wanted you guys to see this one more time because I've gotten a lot of requests for it. But again, as I said, this is not a paid promotion or an advertisement. This is just me showing you my Bailey, the lovable Labradoodle. I really like it. But again, I wouldn't recommend spending more than $100 for it. I don't think it's worth it personally, but that's your call. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for your time. I think I must have heard its name or something. I think the ear up thing is adorable. This is what I mean when I say it does things on its own without being told to. But the Bailey, I love that, the ear up thing. That just cracks me up every single time, and I can't help but want to pet it because it just feels like, oh, and then it does stuff like this, which I don't want it to do because then it falls over. That's the other thing I'm not wild about. I guess if you're going to play with it, you might be better off playing with it on a pen. Oh, one other thing, since I just happened to see the battery that came out of the cat, I was also asked about batteries. Unfortunately, it's not a chargeable USB. I wish it was. It takes C batteries, and I think it takes either 2 or 4. I didn't put them in. I believe it's 2. And the batteries are also in that compartment under its stomach where the on-off switch is. Anyway, I am going to go, but thanks as always for your time. Take care. And whoops, I guess this is Bailey's way of saying hello or goodbye. Anyway, Bailey. Beg. This is Bailey's way of saying goodbye. I hope he doesn't fall over. No clue what that noise was supposed to be. But anyway, gonna go now. Take care. Bye-bye. And thanks again for your time.